Welcome to Yarn Hellions. This is season 2, episode 32, and we're so glad to have you with us. And we have a special guest star. So I'm Sarah of Superfine Yarn Company, and as always is Christine of Christine Parker Co. And would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Amia. I'm a librarian that likes to knit.
And Amia has been our friend for a long time, and yes,
and
Dottie's here. She's getting in her face licked. So we're gonna chat about all of the things we've been knitting and reading. And Christina just had an event, and both of us have stuff coming up, so we're gonna chat about all of that. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. And thanks for having me.
Ooh, yay.
So nice to have you here and to have things in life. It's good.
Yeah. We just went and had a really good breakfast at Couchland.
Yeah.
Couchland burrito if you're on the east side. If you're not on the east side, because
you should still come for this burrito.
You should still come over and get the loaded burrito, which is what I got.
Yep.
That's great.
Couchland coffee shop in Wickliffe, Ohio. It was delicious. It's like 5 minutes from my house, and I've lived here for 10 years. I've never been there. So we went, and it was lovely.
All right. So, Christine, what are you going to catch us up on?
What am I going to catch you up on? I don't have that much. We haven't been recording a lot because summer is slow for knitting and yarn consumption because it's hot and whatever. So I haven't, and like I've been doing these side projects, behind the scenes. But like Sarah said, we did have a trunk show at Around the Table Yarns last weekend. Around the Table Yarns is our local yarn shop in Shaker Heights, and they had us for the day on Saturday, and we brought our wares, and Sarah brought lots of yarn, and we met a lot of you cool people came and hung out with us, and we sat and we knit and shopped, and it was really, really fun. It was my first in-person event too.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't die, which
it's always a good thing.
Yes. This is a success.
I was nervous about doing an in-person event, but it was really fun. And so now I'm like, ooh, let's do lots of markets all the time. Do you want to say anything about that?
I just had a great time, and all of the customers were so nice. Actually, I'm going to drive over and just sit when I'm not vending and sit and hang out because it was really nice. People would just drop in and for a few hours and go home, and I was like, this is really nice. Yeah, it's such a nice atmosphere, and everyone seems to kind of know each other, and Beth was helping people would come in and really be really stuck, and she would sit there and work out their problems. She worked with one lady for most of the afternoon, and then everyone would check in with what everyone was making, and it was such a nice atmosphere. I love it there. If you haven't been there, go.
Yeah, their whole thing is knitting around the table. So they've got this huge table in the center of the shop, and you can just go and hang out, and they have classes and events and things all the time, and they're just a really great shop in Cleveland if you're in the area.
Yeah, I've stopped in there before, but I've never sat to knit, and I feel like I need to.
We should just make a date and go meet there sometime.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
We could have we were so the trunk show happened because we were like, ooh, let's have a Yarn Hellions event, and it just turned into a trunk show, but we could just commandeer their space and just be we're collecting all of our friends.
People.
Yeah, we're going to show up.
That'd be fun. Yeah. That's the only catch-up thing I had. What do you have?
And then I wanted to just promote Wool Gathering is going to be in Yellow Springs, which is kind of by Dayton, September 17th and 18th, and I'll be there. And it's a really fun atmosphere. It's at Young's Jersey Dairy, and if you haven't been there, it's a huge, just enormous. It's hard to explain. It's a big dairy farm, but there's activities and tons of ice cream and those
are the magic words.
I know, tons of ice cream. So
I would go just for the ice cream.
I know, and it's nice because it's kind of I got a Airbnb in Yellow Springs last year. And Yellow Springs is just like a fun like walk around kind of like hippie town, super just an adorable town. If you haven't been there, go just for that and then come over and buy some yarn. It's really, and then the nicest thing is it's like rural and kind of you get like a lot of nature if you're a city person, and then you can walk across the street and Young's has regular like bathrooms.
Thank you. Always apply.
Nice.
Thank you for this. So there are porta potties like right on the premises, but you can walk across and have it, which is a super plus. So
I love a running water.
Yeah.
Give me a
so a lot of vendor friends that you would know from other shows are going to be there. So come visit there, and then I'm going to go to Woolen Folk Friday, October 14th, which is a show that's outside of Rhinebeck. So I'm very nervous about that. Very excited. And I'm splitting a booth with Rose of Rosy Posy Bags, which will be nice because we can kind of help each other if it's busy and alternate. And she's the one who told me about it, and so that was great. So those are my 2 events coming up.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have no events coming up because I didn't schedule any.
Well, you wanted to try one first,
But
and
maybe,
now you know. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
soon.
These I had scheduled for like, 6 months.
So now you need to just schedule more because it was so much fun.
It was fun, and making money is fun. I made more money at that show than I mean, my expectations were low because I just didn't even know what to expect. So I'm like, I'll expect nothing, and then whatever happens, I'll be pleasantly surprised. And I was very pleasantly surprised.
It was nice because people came in who like knew us and were like, "Oh, I don't have this sticker," or "Oh, they're earrings," and then there were people who've never like heard of either one of us, and "Ooh, these are stickers about knitting," and like people would be like piling stuff in their like hands, like and mugs. You sold a few mugs at least. Yeah, people were into the mugs, and it was really a nice day.
It was very
fun.
I'm
I'm really sad I missed it. I mean, I was doing a crafting thing that day.
Yeah,
so you were
hear about that.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so I did an eco printing class at Praxis Fiber Workshop in Cleveland. It's on Waterloo, and it was about like dyeing silk fabrics with leaves, flowers, anything that has tannins in it. Like we learned about like what leaves work and which plants don't work.
Interesting.
And it was really fun.
You turned out really nice.
Yeah.
Posted some pictures.
Yeah, Amia.
Yeah, I should have brought some to show them off. But it was just a great time. It was an all-day workshop, and they do these. Like I've taken a shibori workshop there before, where so that one is you dye with indigo, and you can either stitch your fabric to make the patterns, or you like twist it. It's sort of like tie-dye, but more
like repeating almost.
Yeah, it's more structured than tie-dye.
Interesting.
And it's like a Japanese art. It's really beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
Praxis Fiber thing, I've never been there, but they have all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm going to take an intro to quilting class in the fall. They do different dyeing. They do weaving, like any kind of craft thing that you want to do. It's great.
Cool.
Yeah, I follow them. They're always doing something really interesting. They have like a really fancy, like a weaving, like computerized like weaving thing, I think, and they had like interns working on it.
Yeah.
They do all sorts of really cool stuff. So tell us about your new kitten.
So her name is Olive. I love her so much. I am a full-on cat mom who has spoiled this tiny, tiny child. So Olive was found in a drain in my friend's brother-in-law's backyard. And so they trapped her, and well, we thought she was a he at first, so she was Oliver for about 5 days. But they trapped her, and like all of their family has like multiple cats. Like they have 3-4 cats in each household. So they were like, we really can't keep her. Let's see if we can find someone before we take her to a shelter. And I was like, it's me. It's my time. So I will admit I am allergic to cats and dogs. But I love them so much. And I was just like, you know what? We're just going to take this sacrifice and take allergy pills 2 times a day. And it's going to be fine. And it has been. Okay. So Olive is the sweetest thing. She's this little gray ball of fluff. She is 9.5 weeks old now.
Oh my goodness.
Like she's still too young to get her rabies shot. Like she's this tiny little thing. She is so playful and she greets me at the door when I come home. She likes to be a parrot kitty. So when I'm in the bathroom, she likes to guard me. She likes to make sure that everything's okay. So she'll climb up on my shoulder and just look out. Like, on guard. So, she's a great guard pet. Didn't know that I was getting that with a tiny kitten.
Bonus.
But she's the best.
Have you ever knit anything for her yet? Or do you plan to?
Oh, I plan to knit her sweaters. Yeah. But because she's growing so much right now, I don't want to make something because she's going to outgrow it in, a week or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she'll get a Christmas sweater.
Oh my goodness. That is so cute.
And Christine actually made me olive stickers. So I'm getting those in the mail and I'm very excited about it. And everyone will be getting an olive sticker.
I can't wait to see those.
Oh, I didn't mention this. She has this look on her face all the time where she just looks so concerned or like possessed or like as someone said on Facebook, a Victorian ghost child. And
makes sense.
I was like, you know what? That is so fitting. And so she just always looks concerned, but she's fine.
She's really cute.
She's figuring out how to protect you from all animals.
From the danger.
Yeah, she's just always anxious. I wonder if she's like feeding off of my anxiety. And she's like, okay, we have to be on guard.
So, tell us how you started knitting. Because actually, I don't even know. How long have you been knitting? How'd you get started?
So I started knitting in high school. I started when I was 14. And my Girl Scout mom, who I still knit with to this day, Beth, she taught me and my friend Amelia at the same time. And we have been knitting ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great skill to have. I mean, it's fun. You get to make cool stuff. I stopped knitting in college for a little while. And then Beth actually started us having like a knitting circle again because Amelia was home from college. I was done with college. And then I was like, oh, this is great. Why did I stop this skill? And so now I just knit all the time again.
Nice. Yeah, it's like, I mean, many knitters watch and crocheters too, but like, I don't know. For me, I like keeps my hands busy.
Yeah.
Which also keeps your brain a little less
active. If your hands are busy, your brain isn't going
especially now with, everything happening in the world.
Yes.
I need to be able to stop myself from doom scrolling.
Yes.
And if I'm knitting, both my hands are busy.
That's right.
You're accomplishing something. Except,
yes.
That doom scrolling does not.
That's such a good point.
And like I do a knitting group at work too. And like I have moved libraries and some of my knitters from my former library now come to my current library's knitting group. So I still get to see them all the time, which is just great.
Wait, is that that one? I came last year to
yes,
one
it is
or two
the
of
same
them.
one.
Oh, good. So it's still
going, and I've started up. I added dates for next year because I did it as a test because I wasn't sure if it was going to fly at my new branch. But I have like 7 to 10 regulars that come every month.
People,
yeah.
Well, I'll put the link in the show notes. So, which library branch are you at? Beechwood?
I'm at Beechwood in Cuyahoga County Public Library.
Okay. So, and those are once a
month?
They're
once a month. It's the third Monday of the month from 6:30 to 8.
Okay. Cool.
So you can go home, eat dinner, and then come hang out with us.
Yeah.
And we talk about books there.
Books and knitting. I love it. Yeah, I went to one last year, and it was really nice. I think it was the first one, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was the first one that I was trying, and I was really glad that you came.
Aw. And then I had surgery, and I couldn't come to like the next two. And then COVID got really
worse,
bad.
So
yeah.
like, I don't blame anyone for not coming out because of COVID, so that's fine.
Okay, well, good. I'll start coming to that again. That's
fun.
I forget what other questions I had. Oh, do you want to show us some of your stuff that you've made?
So I'm going to show you some stuff
projects.
with the disclaimer that I don't remember all of the names. So I'm going to ask for help because most of this stuff is super fun. Sarah's yarn. So the first one is actually both of theirs. So it's the Bomb Pop shawl.
Oh, wait. Actually, it got renamed.
Oh, Okay. All right, we're gonna cut. Start again. What is it called now?
It's the foraminosa shawl.
Foraminosa,
which is Latin for full of holes.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start again.
Yep.
So.
Bomb Pop didn't like it.
No.
Oh yeah.
I got
you got cease and desist on that one. Okay, so JK. All right, so the first one. Whoops. Okay, so the first one I have is actually both Christine and Sarah's creations. It is the Formisonas.
So close.
So close. Please help.
Foraminosa
shawl. I don't remember what the colors are. I'm very sorry. But you can get it on Christine's website, and you can get beautiful yarn on Sarah's website.
Did you do the test knit?
Yes, this is the test knit. And I really plan to make another one, because it was so easy.
Yay.
Yeah. It was like a nice repeating pattern. It was kind of brainless after a while.
Yeah. I love these colors. I remember when you were doing the test, and I was like, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, so the next one, also super fine yarn. It is the Seascape sweater.
Cute.
It's just very cute. It's a cropped sweater, so I usually wear this over dresses because it's just perfect for that.
Is it DK?
Yes, it's DK.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah, and I think I bought... So a lot of these are when I've assisted Sarah at shows, and then while I'm assisting, I just steal all of her yarn and put it in the back, and I say, I'm paying you for this at the end of the day. So this was one of those. All right, so this next one, I have to look up the name again, because I screenshot it. Glacier Park Cowl. All right, so this one, also Sarah yarn, it is the Glacier Park Cowl, and I started this one at a show. It was very cute. I had a lot of people saying, how are you doing color knitting at a show? And honestly, I don't know. I just did it.
You do a lot of color work.
I do a lot of color work. I really enjoy color work.
I want to show off the inside because the floats are like one of the prettiest parts of color work. I think that's really cool.
And luckily, I did a good job on those floats. All right, this one also super fine yarn. It is the foliole cowl.
Cool.
I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it's by Christine Denay.
I remember you starting that one.
That was awesome.
This was another show cowl.
What yarn weight?
This is DK.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a DK.
I love those leaves, like the blue and the what, like the contrasting color. Yeah. That's really awesome. I wish I liked color work more.
I don't know. There's something about color work I just really enjoy.
Do you knit with both hands? Do you hold No. Okay.
No. So I do the thing where you flip it and then you drop and you do the next one and then you drop. I should learn how to do it with both hands, but I feel like that'll slow me down. Like initially.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
All right. And then this one is just one of my oldest favorite scarves. I wear this like all winter long. It's the Guernsey wrap.
Ooh.
And it is just the softest. It's worsted. It looks more complicated than it is.
The texture is so cool.
The texture is really cool. It's just knits and pearls. I mean, there are... It's charted, but it's just knits and pearls.
Yeah.
So it's just really nice. I've gotten a lot of my knitters to make this at work.
It's good when somebody else tells you this is a really good knit.
Like this is a good knit.
I don't have to like worry about
like there's nothing weird in the chart or anything like that. Like you can just knit it and go, and it's just really, really nice.
What yarn did you use? Do you know?
This is Malabrigo, but I couldn't tell you which one. Maybe Rios.
I was going to say, okay, when you said Malabrigos, I said...
I know it's Malabrigo, but I think it's Rios because I usually will use a Rios.
I love Rios. That's a good yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Cool.
Gosh. Yeah, so that's all my show and tell.
Okay. I have no show and tell because I never finish anything. I always start stuff.
Me neither.
I do have... Well, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but I do have one project to show
We'll
off.
talk about.
The problem is that everything that I've been knitting lately is like behind the scenes stuff. Like I'm designing.
So you can't show off anything.
Like the last thing I finished, I think, was the shawl for Around the Table Yarns for the Yarn Discovery Tour, but that doesn't start until September, so it's like top secret until September 1st. But if you're in the area, in the Cleveland area, Northeast Ohio, check out the Yarn Discovery Tour because
they will ship it too. I'm almost positive.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Oh, wow.
They have I know they
We'll
ship
have to
stuff from the
check,
website,
yeah.
so I'm almost positive they'll ship. At the same time, I dyed the colorway for the Yarn Discovery Tour. Starts September 2nd. So you'll get Christine's pattern, and you can get my yarn. I dyed it in 3 different weights for them, but it's a secret till it comes out.
So this is something I'll be getting September 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, the Around the Table Yarns in Shaker Heights will have kits with Sarah's yarn and my pattern that you can get in September. Yeah, the shawl is really cool. Sarah's seen it, but Amia hasn't.
Yeah, I have not seen it. I wish that they would let me do like a little sneak peek, but no.
I don't even have it anymore.
I know they have it.
Yeah, the yarn shop has it now.
No, I've never done the Yarn Discovery Tour, and every year I go, I'm going to do it, and then I just totally miss out. So maybe this year is my year.
Maybe this year is your year.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of travel. They're
really
Yeah,
far.
there's a lot of the
all
shops
over.
are all far apart. So yeah, a lot of driving. I don't think I know anybody who's done the whole thing.
That would be a undertaking.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have a friend who did majority of it.
Oh yeah.
Like she got to, I would say like 90% of the stores, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And she bought something little at each store.
I was gonna say, that would add up.
Didn't Beth say this year you don't have to make a purchase to be entered into the shop's giveaway?
I did not hear that. So
that might not be true.
Yeah,
So I might
we'll find
have
out.
made that up. So just yeah.
I'm just going to say you should make a purchase at the shop just to support your
Yes.
local yarn
Hey,
shop.
yeah.
Yes, true. But I think in the past they had it where you had to like spend $30 or something at each shop to be entered into the shop's giveaway. I'm like, that adds up. That's a lot of. I mean, we want to support our local yarn shops, but like,
And we know how much yarn costs.
right?
That's one skein of something, you know?
Yeah. And if there's 25 shops on the thing, that's a lot of money. So yeah, just ignore everything that I just said about not buying stuff because I swear Beth said that, but I don't remember. Anyway.
I mean, I don't know a knitter that can go into a yarn shop and not buy anything anyway.
Yeah. This is not even in my notes, but I'll say it anyway. I just signed up for, there's this website called Fair Wholesale, Faire, and it's like it's a online, it's like Etsy, but for wholesale. So like artists and makers can like put their stuff on the website, and then local shops like yarn shops or little gift boutiques or whatever businesses can buy large quantities of products to then sell in their own like brick and mortar stores. So I just signed up for that. I want to try to get my merch in different in more shops.
I think that's
wholesale.
a great idea.
Yeah, I've heard that like for pins and stickers it can be pretty lucrative, so that will be very cool. I'm not ready to sell yet, but I just happened to do that.
I think that'd be really fun. I mean, I feel like more and more of those like maker shops are popping up around Cleveland, like Made Cleveland, Merchant Market. Like, there's a ton.
Lots of cool. I just love. It's so fun to walk into a place like that, and like, you're like assaulted by a million different like local artists, and everything is so unique and funny, and you can't get it at Target or on Amazon or whatever. Like, it's just everything's really cool, and
those are the best places for gifts.
Yes.
Like, just perfect.
So look out for Christine Parker Co. in a shop near you someday. That made me think of it because you can get my pins and stickers and stuff at Around the Table Yarns. So it all connects. What else, Sarah?
in addition to the around the table color I can't show, I have another collaboration that I can't show. So really fun visual for everyone to have two colorways that I can't show.
Just
so
look at Dottie.
Yeah. Dottie is living her best life.
Yeah. So hopefully I can show that soon. But yeah, not quite yet.
So, like, behind the scenes stuff, please don't do that. Stop that. She's really
just like a lot of
licking all the time. It's really annoying,
Dexter
and I
does that,
don't know how to get her to stop. So sorry, everyone.
Just a head rub. Yeah.
So all the projects I've been working on this summer have been like behind the scenes collaborations with other artists and yarn shops and things. And so one of the things I'm working on now is a shawl design for Dye Mad Yarns, who's out of Columbus, Ohio.
Love Dye Mad.
For her astrology collection. I don't have a picture or anything yet because I could show you my swatch that's a square of stockinette, but it's like, what we're doing is, it's a 3 colorway rectangular wrap, so a shawl, and it will be color blocks of your big 3, your astrology. So like your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And so you'll get the matching colorway out of Kelly's yarn, and then you can make this shawl with the sun, moon, and rising.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
That's gonna be super fun.
Tell me what weight.
DK.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love big and I like designing like DK weight shawls because they go fast and they're warm and they're squishy and it's just good.
If you couldn't tell, I love DK.
Yeah. It's a good weight yarn.
So that's going to be a big collection for her because she has to do all of the different signs, right?
Yeah.
She's been doing them all year.
Okay.
So the collection will be complete in December, and then you'll be able to get the pattern and you can get all of
and then you can like just choose your
3.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nice.
And then the other thing that I'm working on is I'm making some stitch marker sets for Ken Yarn's Charcuterie yarn collection, which is coming out the pre-orders go on sale September 1st. And that's like his fall yarn colorway collection. And they're, the colorways are all inspired by charcuterie boards and like different like snacky foods. So
I love this idea. Like, I'm so excited to see this.
So clever. I'm just so excited to make these markers for him. So
can you tell people what they are, or is it a secret?
I don't know. I don't know how secret it is, but the pre-orders go on sale on September 1st, so you'll be able to get them really soon. But they're going to be, it's an 8 stitch marker set, and each little marker is going to be a different snack food. So you'll be able to put your little snacky charcuterie snackies on your knitting, and I just think that's so hilarious. I'm really excited to start designing those. Okay, now let's talk about what we're knitting. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you knitting, Sarah?
Ooh, I went to Around the Table to sell yarn and bought yarn.
That's how that happens.
The danger. And I was telling Christine, I haven't really been going and shopping at yarn shops because I have plenty of yarn and I don't need to spend the money, but it was so nice to just like browse around and feel everything, and got sucked into, there's like a whole series of these, and I still can't say sheep G's.
I've heard
sheep, yeah.
I like sheepies. I just pretend the J is silent, but I don't.
SCHEEPJES. And Beth had a way to say it that I can't repeat because it was just so.
There's got
sheepies.
Somebody out there knows how to pronounce it. Tell us in the comments.
I'm not going to, but anyway.
But it's a beautiful looking book.
Beautiful book. And we were looking at all the books. I mean, like the Stephen West book is like, stunning. Every book there was stunning. And then I got sucked into this pattern, which is just for some reason, because the yarn too, it has that like effect.
Hold it over here.
Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Get a little closer.
Get a little closer for you.
Scooch up a little
Sorry
closer.
about your face.
Here. Oh, no, it's fine. Here, I can do it.
Yeah,
there we go.
So
There you go.
The fringy one, the lighter color fringy one. So it's called The Big Sister Shawl by Tammy Canavan Soldot. And they have the yarn, which is this lovely, it's
so pretty.
It's really
our
pretty.
tribe. I know. And I normally go, I was even pointing at the wall, I was like, ooh, there's this
so-
dark purple, dark, this. Yeah, it's like,
It matches with the book. Like, they've made it. That's really nice.
yes, so this is their brand yarn, and this is Simi, color 967. And this is not my normal, like, thing, but I just love, so you can see, I'm actually in the middle of the row, but you can see the color changes.
Be Vanna White today.
Thank you so much. The color changes are so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Christine helped me at the coffee shop this morning because I was having a little panic attack.
Oh, you know what? She wants to get down.
Oh, yeah.
She's hot.
Oh, that's fine. Can I just lift her down?
Yep.
Yep.
Is
Hi,
your
dudes.
pop down there? Your,
Oh, yeah.
And then
I'm going to scooch it.
Oh, honey, don't put her on the knitting. Oh, my God.
uh-oh. You want to grab your knitting too?
There you go. Sort of.
Go on, you little blind
Sorry.
baby.
Oh.
There we go.
Sorry, dudes.
Did you not want down?
And then she's like, excuse me.
Excuse me, what happened?
I'm going to move your... What are you doing? We are in the middle of an episode. What are you doing? Hey.
It's like, we definitely need to leave this part in.
Do you need water? What is it? Did you just need a break?
Like, it's too much knitting talk.
Sit over here.
Aw, dudes.
You just need
Oh,
scenery.
oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Hi,
snuggle.
baby. Oh,
You
snuggle
need to move
bug.
around a little bit.
She's
Yeah.
hot. Like, look at how pink her ear is. I can tell she's
Yeah.
hot.
But she's like, but people are up
Yeah.
there. Oh, dudes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
all
Go
right.
ahead. So I haven't done a charted pattern in a while, and I was like real proud of myself, and it's like it's turning out so well, and I kind of had lost a little knitting mojo, and you know, this was like, oh, I have to have this, and so excited about it. Oh, I got stuck, and then was messaging everyone like, I don't know what I did. I can't read charts. This sucks. I'm so mad. I'm really stuck. Nothing's matching up. Ugh. And Christine helped me, and I'm so glad it's not my fault. On the PDF either it's scanned wrong or it didn't like completely download. I finished the setup chart, and then the next chart, they don't match up, and I'm like, I don't know. Christine looked at the book, and this keeps going, like 10 or 20 more rows, and it just got cut off in the PDF. So I'm freaking out, thinking, I don't know what I'm doing. And no, it
wasn't you.
It wasn't
It
me.
was technology.
Yeah, so now, and in the book, the chart is like, there's absolutely no way you'd be able to read this. I mean,
It's
I
really tiny
have had
writing.
LASIK, and like, I can read like most things, but this is like, I mean, I'm sorry, nobody's eyes are that good. Like
It's teeny
it's
tiny.
like
Tiny.
the tiniest. Even if you have like a highlighter. So anyway, I'm going to take a picture of this because I have more rows to do on the setup shawl. So setup part of it. So I'm going to take a photo, blow it up, and finish at least the setup part of it. So thank you, Christine.
You're so
Because
welcome.
She could see, and I'm saying my eyesight is good, but I couldn't see the little numbers on the side. And yeah, there's like 10 little.
I mean,
But
I'm
also-
sitting right next to you and I can't see that.
Yeah.
So that's very small.
No, they're tiny.
And you don't expect, like, why would you even expect the PDF to be different than the book? Like, it's the same.
And I thought, oh, it probably says repeat this last part 20 more times, and I just can't find it, and I'm blind. Nope. So, thank you. Now I can keep my dream pattern going, and we'll see for how long before I'm like, this is too much charting, but for right now,
too hard.
It's fun. And actually, the chart is really well done in that, like, the diamond pattern, you can see like where you're supposed to yarn over and knit two together, and you know if you're off track, which is why I knew I wasn't going from 80 stitches to 100 stitches overnight. So I love it.
Good.
And I'm so glad I'm back on track.
Yay!
So that has taken all of my... Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you tell us what it was called and what the yarn was? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then super quick, I had done these a while ago, but I redid them and I'm doing 2 at a time. And Beth helped me. I had done them on separate ones, but she helped me get them onto one. And I'm going to try to do it without having the runners up the side. And if it doesn't work, I'm never doing 2 at a time socks again. So this is the ultimate test. And this is the Romney, which is like super woolly. And I want Romney socks for winter. So I'm very excited to see how these go. And they're at a point where I just knit up to the heel and I don't have to think about it. So I need to start taking these on the rapid because they're kind of mindless. And yeah, that's my charting for when I can pay attention and socks for when I can't.
Perfect. Love it.
What are you guys doing?
What are you knitting, Amia?
Oh, I just realized that I have the yarn is, like, the yarn label is over there.
I'll get it. Which bag?
It's in the quilted one. Thank you. This is like I purposely brought one that I had.
Don't jump, dudes!
No! Don't do it! You got more life to live!
Go check stuff out.
All right, so I am knitting the Mount Tabor scarf.
Ooh.
This very pretty one from the book Modern Heritage Knits. And I've just started it, so it's teeny tiny, but super easy, like mindless pattern. It's 4-row repeat just forever. And the yarn that I'm using is the Fiber Company Light Erinmore. So it's like a wool. It's really nice. It feels like it's going to be really warm. So
Nice.
I'm excited about it.
Which we need because the Farmer's Almanac or whatever
Says we're just going to be freezing all winter.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a blend of merino wool, cashmere, and silk. So,
nice. I like
Yeah.
it's like rustic looking.
It is. And like everything in this book is like that. Like I really want to make the shawl that's on the front. I'll show.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah.
And look
So
at the
I'm like-
socks. I haven't done like lacy socks, but look at those.
Oh yeah. There's like lacy
Cute.
socks. There's these slippers that I really want to make in this book. Like normally when I get a knitting book, like I only want to make like 1 or 2 patterns in
Right.
it. This I'm like I want to make everything in the
It's
book.
worth buying.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Stephen West painting shawls book that just came out recently. I haven't bought the book yet because I'm like, this is like a $68 pattern book. Like I don't. What? That's a lot to spend on a book. But all the patterns
You would
are
make
so
all the patterns.
cool.
Yeah.
They-
So then it's worth it.
yeah. Well,
What are you working on?
I am working on. What side am I? What is this? I'm working on a habitation throw. I know a lot of yeeps have knit this already. It's the habitation throw by
Helen's. Is it Helen Stewart?
That sounds right. Yes. Wow. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. The habitation throw by Helen Stewart. It's written for like using up your Advent kits or like your holiday boxes of like mini skeins. I'm doing mine in I have 4 skeins of single ply like gradient yarn that a friend of mine custom dyed for me in like a gradient fade. So there like it starts with bright yellow and then it fades to like neon green. This was Ryan Yarn dyed these for me, and I've just been like waiting for the perfect project. So my husband and I went on a road rally in July, in which we drove 1,300 miles in a 1982 Dodge Rampage that my husband put back together or whatever. I don't know what he did. It was really, really gross when it started. When he bought it, it like didn't have a floor and like rats were like nesting in it and shit. And so he like cleaned it all up and fixed the engine. And then me, the idiot, I'm like, hey, let's go on this road rally across 4 states. And so I needed car knitting because we were in the car for like 9 hours a day for 4 days. So the habitation throw was perfect. It's just garter stitch, and every once in a while there's like a row of eyelets. And perfect. It's, really simple. It's got an I-cord border that you just like knit as, I never know the difference between applied I-cord and just like, because there's I-cord that you knit as you go, and then you can like apply I-cord afterwards and like knit it on. And I don't know the difference, what the names are. Or did I just decide that that's...
I'm guessing you just decided.
Okay, well that's...
Because I didn't realize that you could make I-cord as you went. I've never done that.
It's really easy. This, I've never done this version of I-cord before. It's knit, slip, knit on the right side, and slip, knit, slip on the wrong side. The first 3 stitches on both ends. And
perfect.
It's really easy. So, this pattern is great. I can see why so many people have knit it and were recommending it.
So maybe I need to do that for it, because I have Superfine Yarns advent calendar from last year, and I started a shawl, was like very far into it, and then realized somewhere in the middle that I goofed hard.
Oh no.
And so I just ripped it all out.
Yeah.
So now I have all of the yarn again, and I'm like, I need to do something with this. So that might be what I do with it.
2 people already did it with last year's advent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't see, I don't think the finish, but I saw like halfway through. It looked nice.
Cool.
I'm excited to like just drape this on the back of the couch.
Yeah.
It's like...
And the colors are so you. I feel like you always have like just really bright, fun things.
It's weird. Like I love to wear black, like black and gray. Most of my wardrobe is, like muted colors, but then all my knits are like crazy.
Well, they're just accenting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, what are you reading, Sarah?
Okay. Oh my gosh. I was already talking to Christine because Christine talked about this book last time, and I listened to the audiobook, and I told her I think I'm just going to start it over and listen to it again because it was that good. So, really, couldn't recommend this anymore. Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Emily and Amelia Nagoski.
So good.
It's so good, and it's all kind of like mostly like common sense stuff. You should get sleep. You should, this, but there's all the science behind it, and like so many things to relate to. And so when you're thinking, oh, I feel like I should do this, but I also just want to rest, you should rest, and it's good for your brain and your heart and everything. And there's so many good bits to this book. I can't even. Yeah, just like you're stressed at work and you come home and your body doesn't know to like turn off that stress. So unless you're taking steps to either breathe, do some breathing exercises or exercise or take a walk with the dogs, your body doesn't know to come down off of that. And if you're stressed every day at work and you're not like actively combating it, they pretty much say your body's gonna figure out a way to tell you. Like the good example was do you go on vacation and you sleep for the first 3 days? Do you finish a big project at work and you catch a cold for 5 days? Your body is going to come back at you. And the other good statistic was you need to rest 42% of your day. So that's 10 hours. You either need to be sleeping, or you should be sleeping 7, whatever is good for you, resting, exercising, spending time with family and friends, any of these things that are going to help you decompress. And so it's nice. You don't have to be like, oh, I feel guilty for not working all the time. You don't have to. Your body.
It's literally so bad for you.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's so interesting how I've heard of like in California or like, lots of European countries are like going toward to like, is it 32-hour or 36-hour work weeks or whatever, where it's like 4
4 days.
4 days, 4-day work weeks. And like
that would be so nice.
It would be.
Employees' productivity is just like skyrocketing because they have more rest.
Then you have an extra day to like do stuff and you
Yeah.
can still rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Because I feel like one day of my weekend is just doing laundry and grocery shopping and meal prep and not actually resting. And only one day, and probably really only half a day, because then you use some of that time for socializing, is rest.
And then like if you work Saturday, like we do in libraries, you have one day. I mean, you'll get another day off, but they won't be together. So then you have Sunday. So you have to decide, am I grocery shopping, doing laundry, cleaning the house, or am I resting? And you could do like a little of both, but neither you do very well. And then you're back to work with either everything prepped and you're tired, or nothing prepped, and it's never a good option. So it's amazing. Give it a try. Do the audio too, because the author reads it and she's great.
I just got the audio in. There were a lot of holds because I think didn't the Discord do it as a book discussion? Yeah. So I feel like everyone returned their holds and now I've got it.
I'm behind, so I just it's so good.
Yeah, we did in my Discord server. We did Burnout was our book for June, the June book club book. It's really good.
So good. So, all right, what are you reading?
So I just downloaded the covers because I thought that was cute. So I have a couple of books to talk about.
Okay.
So I just started The Fixer Upper by Lauren Forsythe. We're gonna make that real close, but it's not really focusing. There we go. So I felt like I was like one of those beauty YouTubers where they like do the hand thing. So this one is a rom-com. It's about this woman who, like, all of her boyfriends of the past were like these guys that she basically got them to get a real job or got them to like go to school. And now they're like these really successful guys, but they're not with her. They're with someone else. And so like her friends were like, you know what? You could use this for your advantage and like start a business where you fix up other people's guys. And so like hilarious. The first one that she does, this is not really a spoiler. It's like in the second chapter. Her coworker's boyfriend, she's been with him for like 10 years. They have kids. She wants to get married. And he's like, you know what? Like, can't you see our love here? Like, we don't have to do that. So she goes up to this guy, works her magic, and then the guy proposes. Like, so the book goes on from there where she fixes up people. And of course, I'm assuming that she will get, you know, some love in the end. But I'm still in the middle of reading that one.
That sounds really cute. What a cute premise. We read a lot of romance and we talk about romance a lot, but I'm like astounded by all the creativity of romance novels. You know what I mean? Like,
because there's so many,
you
can still get like a new premise,
or a new take on it.
Yeah.
And people shit on romance all the time because, well, isn't it formulaic? And
it is, but that's the same comfortable.
Story. Yeah,
like I know because I mean the next book I'm going to talk about is really heavy and dark, but I know that I can read my romance and like it's nice and it's light and I'm going to be okay, and then I can go back to my really dark book.
Yep. What else you got?
So the next book I am reading right now is called Under the Banner of Heaven, which is a show on Hulu right now, but also this book's been out forever. But I never read it. And I started the show and was like, oh, I need to read the book. So basically what happens is it's a true story. It follows the case of a woman and her baby that were murdered, and it has connections to FLDS faith. And I don't want to...
What does that stand for?
It's Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints. Okay. So it's basically a cult. Okay. It's run by Warren Jeffs. There was a recent documentary, Keep Sweet and Pray something. Pray and Keep Sweet. And Pray, Keep Sweet and Obey. Something like that. Okay. And it was on Netflix. And basically they take Mormonism to an extreme. Like it's a lot of like trigger warning stuff, like children, brides, and stuff like that, which I don't want to get our YouTube taken down. So, but look it up. Go Google. So this has been really interesting to read, but it's dark. So I flipped between that and the nice Fixer Upper book.
Cute. not cute. I realized I said that. I meant fixer-upper.
Yeah, fixer-upper is cute. Under the Banner of Heaven, not so cute, but interesting.
Yes. What are you reading, Christine?
What am I reading? Oh, I had to think for a minute because we're at the point where Christine has used up all her brain juice. I'm reading the super controversial Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This is the August book club book on my Discord server. And we're reading this because it's like super famous and there's this huge controversy around it right now. And there's also, I think, a movie or
the
show.
movie just came out last month.
Have either of you seen it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, me neither. So the controversy is that this author and her ex-husband are like wanted for questioning in a murder from the 90s, like in what's the country?
I can't remember what country.
It's in Africa.
But a country in Africa.
Yeah, they had like a game preserve or something, and someone was murdered on their game preserve because I guess they had like a shoot to kill, shoot on sight poacher policy or something. So like somebody died on their property, and they're wanted for questioning, but they are like not going back to this country to like, you know, fess up to whatever may or may not have happened. So lots of controversy, and there's criticism of the book too because it sort of follows that general plot line. Like the character is a young woman who grows up in like the swamps of North Carolina, and she's like a loner, and she's, you know, she lives alone, and then as she grows up they like think she's, you know, swamp trash and she's a like witch, and then somebody dies and she gets blamed for it, and that's like about where I'm at now in the book.
So I read this book when it first came out.
Okay.
Before the controversy and all of that. And now that you're reading it, because I read it and I was like, oh, this is a great book. But
yeah.
I didn't have this background knowledge of like the author might be a terrible person or at least know about this murder. What's it like reading it right now, having that in the back of your mind?
So when I was reading, like researching the controversy, I accidentally read some spoilers. So like I know how the book ends, and at first I was like, oh God, this is going to ruin this book. But it actually, like, sometimes I feel like spoilers are interesting to like, it gives you a different perspective of the story. But I'm so much more conscious of like the criticism. So like it's a lovely book. It's well written, and the plot's interesting. The characters are interesting. And, you know, I love books that have beautiful writing, and this one does for sure. Lots of nature descriptions and whatever. But there's also a lot of there's criticism that the author depicted some of the Black characters in a negative way. And so like being conscious of that, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see like this is kind of icky. Like there's a lot of like dialect. A lot of the characters speak in dialects, and yeah, I don't know. It's not like knowing where the book's going and knowing the controversy behind it. I don't feel like it's ruining the experience, but yeah, I'm certainly conscious of what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's got to be taking you out of the story a little more than if you were just reading it and didn't know any of that.
What do you got?
I have a good one. Oh my gosh. Hello, Molly.
Oh, I want to read
Shannon's
this.
autobiography, and do it on audio because she reads it.
Of course.
Oh,
and I think I had just heard or seen it on a list. Oh no, I heard her on Conan, I think. And I was like, she has, it's such an interesting, she grew up in Shaker Heights, if you didn't know. So she's a Clevelander.
I didn't know that.
Wow. So interesting. And beyond that, which made me want to read this, she's just this funny, lighthearted person. She had an awful tragedy happen when she was young.
Mm.
And obviously just to like come out of that the way she is just so interesting. So she describes a little bit of that in the beginning, and her childhood and like what she had to overcome and how difficult it was. And she was young enough she didn't understand, and adults thought, oh, we'll try and make this easier on her by, you know, all this stuff, and it made it harder. And her dad was really eccentric, and there's just like such great stories in this. Like the dad, she was like 11 or 12, would like just like dare her and her friends to do stuff because he thought it was like hilarious.
Whoa.
So like he wouldn't want to pay for them to get in an amusement park, so he was like, I'm paying for me, you guys figure out a way in. There's a gate, you know, there's like a fence.
Oh my
back
gosh.
there. She's like, yeah, we got in, but we had like some like barbed wire marks,
Oh
you know,
my
but no big
God.
deal, we did it.
Yikes.
And then like one time he's like, I think it'd be really funny if you guys like got on a plane, just like went somewhere. And so she did. She and her best friend flew to New York City and walked around New York City in like the 80s.
Wow.
It's all of these stories are so good. And then they just like keep extending. So like she, you know, wants to be a comedian, is trying out stuff, you know, trying and failing. She has like a one-woman show in LA doing like kind of character work, and of course like does you know, auditions for SNL, and everything's up and down. And it's just so good. And then, like, so I went back and watched a lot of her skits. And, like, Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Oh,
and
man.
they're so funny to go back and watch after, like, now that you know. Because a few of these characters, she, like, got on SNL. And she's like, oh, I have this, like, Catholic schoolgirl I want to try. She's kind of klutzy. They're like, that sounds fun. We're not doing that. And she just had to, like, grab some people on the side and be like, I think this is going to work. Let's just, like, make it happen. It's so good. So
Cool.
Good. I can't say enough about it.
I've always
That's
liked
so
her.
fun.
Like,
yeah.
even like her SNL days, and then like seeing her in movies and stuff.
She's in a lot right now. I can't name all of it. Yeah, she's in like a few HBO shows that are like, so yeah, she's
Cool.
And audio, she reads the audio. Of course.
Yeah, I need
like,
to get the
love
audio.
that.
do the audio.
Yeah.
And it's just I just can't say enough.
I feel like audiobooks read by the author it's like phenomenal.
Yeah.
Always a good experience.
Very.
All right. Do you have anything else, Amelia, you want to share?
I have one more that I want to share. I am rereading The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. It is a like thriller-y kind of thing. It's definitely a mystery. Yeah, mother-in-law dies and the daughter-in-law gets swept up into this crime investigation about her. But I'm rereading this for work because I'm doing a virtual book discussion with WEWS news anchors, Homa Bash and Katie McGraw on August 31st. You didn't know this was turning into an advertisement. But it's going to be really fun. The two news anchors that I'm doing it with, they are both like really big readers and they love the library. And so they were like, hey, can we do a book discussion? We were like, sure. So I'm moderating because I know how to show them how to do a book discussion, but hopefully we'll be able to like let them spread their wings a little bit.
Cool.
And this will become like a regular thing.
That's fun.
Yeah.
When is that again?
It's August 31st, 7 p.m.
Nice.
Is that on like a local station?
So it's actually
online.
It's going to be online. It's going to be through the library, so through cuyahoga-library.org. And it'll be virtual, so it's a Zoom discussion.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put the links in the show notes.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I'll sneak in one more.
Okay.
A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. And I was like swooning about this. Sorry, I didn't see if I was on there. It's so good. And I just have to say, I had talked about Something Fabulous, which is his other book, which is a male historical romance. And this one is just so adorable. You know, I always gush about, I never share anything I don't like, but this is, around the Napoleonic Wars. And it features a trans woman, and it's just a really lovely love story. And it's like about time to have like a really sweeping historical romance with a trans woman. And it's a lovely love story. And they were friends growing up and went to war together, and at the Battle of Waterloo got separated. and she decides it's finally time to like live her life the way she wants to live it, and decides to pretend like she's died. And so the friend goes home from war thinking best friend has perished at Waterloo. She goes back. Her brother and sister-in-law are really supportive and, you know, help her. She lives with them and, you know, adjusts to her new life. And Kiers, he is in a super depression. He is he's an alcoholic. He abuses opium, and the families are kind of friends. So she goes and sees him in person. How like crushed he is because he lost his best friend, and they kind of like reconnect and get to know each other again. It's so.
I'm in the middle of listening to this one on audio, and I had to stop myself because I'm reading it for a friend book club, and I started it like last month and was like, oh no, I have to like pace myself so that I don't forget what I was reading. But it's so good.
Well, let me just write that down really quick because that's really cute.
Please do it. So now I have to read. Did you read husband material, boyfriend material, whatever the first?
Boyfriend material is first. I got an arc of advanced reader copy of husband material and then realized I needed to read boyfriend material first, so I'm on hold for boyfriend material.
Boyfriend material next too because this was just so fun. So.
Another like Regency romancy kind of queer book is, hold on, let me pull it up because that just reminded me. A Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite.
The other one in that series.
It's so good.
That's the first one, I think, and I read the second one.
It's just really good.
So good.
That's such a great title.
Because I think she's like sciencey.
Yeah.
She's like hold on,
she's like a science assistant, but you know she can't. All of her work is taken over by like the man that she works for because you know she's a woman in that time.
Right.
The Hellions Waltz, which she was really good at the piano, and I think the other one was
show off that cover. That's a great cover.
It's a really good cover. Which is the reason Christine knows. It's the reason I pick romance. Awesome.
All right. Well, I only had the one book, and I'm brain dead anyway. So.
No, that's okay.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Thanks so much
Amia.
for inviting me. This was so much fun.
We will have more guests in the future because this went so well.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch the other guests.
If you like what we're putting down, please subscribe. We would be just delighted to have you. Check us out on Instagram, and if you have any questions about anything we talked about today, check out the show notes, or you can leave a question in the comments, and we will be back with another episode very soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.